Tomorrow, February 8th, is the 100th anniversary of Boy Scouts of America, having been founded in America. Lord Baden-Powell had started it in England previous to that, and then it was brought here, and it was when the actual charter was filed with Congress. Something that a lot of people don't know is that Boy Scouts of America is chartered by the Congress of the United States every year. The Boy Scouts are celebrating this throughout the year, and started celebrating it back in October, but for this entire year of 2010 they're doing special awards based on community projects and other things that the boys will do in order to earn these awards to dedicate the 100th anniversaries. Encouraged to wear this Year of Celebration 2010 100th Anniversary patch, and you see these little slots right here. Every single one of those slots is designed to hold a ribbon that will hang down about like this. Each ribbon requires a boy to complete 3 out of 5 requirements that are based on leadership, community service, community within the church, and things of that nature.
19 traffic collisions, 4 were injury involved, and 4 were DUI related. And again, that's not a very large number.
We actually have 18 instances that resulted in crime reports, but that doesn't mean you're rampant with crime, because a lot of things get a report. It's quite low compared to everybody else, but we still have incidents. I still am concerned about the grand thefts and the burglaries, because they still happen. A lot of the grand thefts have the same problem in your sister city. Please do not leave your laptops, your iPods, and your cameras on the front seat of your car.
Paul Novak, Norm Hickling, and myself sat in a 2-hour meeting today with the task force that was put together, made up of county departments on the Hog Water draft that you all saw. And I spoke to Dawn earlier, but there are still many things in that report that Norm and Paul and I want to see differently. So we are working with them in another meeting. I think this is our 3rd meeting.
There was a lot of constituents and individuals that are still looking to move the already installed and energized line, back to the original Edison right away. And there's that kind of conversation taking place, and I believe that our congressman agreed, or his representative agreed, to make a motion to see if there's any opportunity that we could review that, and that's about as much as I know.
I don't know if you're familiar with the project location next to the airport, the 70 acres. We have submitted a tentative track map and conditional use permit to the county. I'm Mike's civil engineer and project planner. We've submitted the map to the county 2 times, and we've had their review comments 2 times since we've last met with your council. In that period of time, we've responded to their comments. We have gained approval of a geotechnical report that was prepared for the on-site septic systems on each lot. That report has been approved. We have been approved for the use of private streets. Instead of using the county standard wide, extra wide pavement streets, we're using narrower streets with less pavement and kind of more of a rural feel. They've approved us to do that. Mike has formed a neutral water company and prepared a water report that's being reviewed by Department of Health Services. We have submitted a conceptual striping plan as required by LA County for a left turn lane on Agua Dulce Canyon Road, southbound, to make a left turn. We have prepared a hydrology report and submitted that 2 times for the county. The county has a new low-impact development ordinance where we are required to infiltrate a certain amount of the stormwater onto the site and also treat it.
There'll be no access to the private property. The airport owner is very cautious about having horses near the property, near the airport. But he does have an open case with this PST?
The PCT.
PCT.
He's been working with...
She's been designing the trail.
On the property that's south of the airport. They've been working out some agreements on some land acquisitions, and we've done some studies for them that bring the trail from Agua Dulce Canyon Road to the northern part of the airport.
Pacific Crest Trail is going to move to a different area. Believe me, there's going to be a draft environmental impact review. it's a process.
So the 70 acres borders private residence to the west, to the north, airport to the east, and I don't have any control on those properties. So, but one consistent statement I've made is that Mr. Spears, owner of the airport, does not want horses near the airport for a certain component and for certain reasons and for certain covenants that I'm under, because I'm next to the airport, on this horse issue. So I hear you, I just don't know how much power I have to change my position.
Anything to do with the size of the house?
Right now, we're just going for tentative math and do the market conditions and where the market's at, it'll drive, but these are luxury homes. One of our wells, the reason for the delay, one of our wells was, we have very productive wells, and one of our wells did not have a seal at 20 feet. And one of the new well does have, we have 2 wells. Well 1, we'll call it, and well 2. Well 1 was 1955, and well 2 was 2000. The water department has determined that we have to re-drill well 1 and put a seal at 20 feet. So you will abandon the existing well 1, and right next to it you will drill another well. Just want to let this board know that we own a property in Acton, 100 acres, and we swapped a very strategical piece of property, gave it to the high school because we have this piece cut like this and they couldn't build, and we gave that to them in exchange for land, equal amounts,